Good morning, guys. It's Andrea from the Codex Club. I'm wearing one of my original Codex Club shirts from like way back in the day. It's like one of the first ones that I put on the site. Baby girl. So good morning. It's March 7th, and Penny, my 8-month-old, and I have been the people most on these videos. I've been doing the Streams in the Desert devotionals every single day. It's been a little over a week now, so I'm really proud that we've been able to do one every single morning and just spend like 5 minutes with you guys to start out the day with like a prayer, quote, reflection. This book was written by Mrs. Charles Cowman, and her husband was sick for an extended period, and I think she originally just wrote it for herself and some friends, and you know, it became like this big classic book, and she ended up writing 6 other books, I think, all kind of like similar themes. So I'm really lucky to have gotten it as a gift years ago when I was living in New York. It really helped me through just navigating my like early mid-20s. I was going to a church called Redeemer. The pastor is Tim Keller. He also has written some really cool books, so I highly recommend, if you're ever in New York, to check the church out. And if you want related books like this, you know, Tim Keller wrote some really good ones like Every Good Endeavor, which is about being intentional about your work as a Christian, and the meaning of marriage. So if you're interested in relationship stuff from a Christian perspective, he and his wife Kathy co-wrote that book, so I think that's really cool. And he's actually from the same little town in Pennsylvania as my husband's father. So anyway, hi Penny. Oh, that's you. That's a baby. Look at those beautiful green eyes. Well, they're blue or hazel sometimes. So I'm gonna get right into it, and if you are new here, please like and subscribe so that you can get our daily updates. If you are someone who's been here for a bit, it's nice to have you watching with us, and you know, welcome back. All right, March 7th, we were troubled on every side. 2 Corinthians 7:5. Why should God have to lead us thus and allow the pressure to be so hard and constant? Well, in the first place, it shows his all-sufficient strength and grace much better than if we were exempt from pressure and trial. The treasure is in earthen vessels, that the excellency of the power may be of God and not of us. It makes us more conscious of our dependence upon him. God is constantly trying to teach us our dependence and to hold us absolutely in his hand and hanging upon his care. This was the place where Jesus himself stood and where he wants us to stand, not with self-constituted strength, but with a hand ever leaning upon his, and a trust that dare not take one step alone. It teaches us trust. There is no way of learning faith except by trial. It is God's school of faith, and it is far better for us to learn to trust God than to enjoy life. The lesson of faith, once learned, is an everlasting acquisition and an eternal fortune made, and without trust, even riches will leave us poor. This is from Days of Heaven Upon Earth. Why must I weep when others sing, to test the deeps of suffering? Why must I work while others rest, to spend my strength at God's request? Why must I lose while others gain, to understand defeat's sharp pain? Why must this lot of life be mine, when that which fairer seems is thine? Because God knows what plans for me shall blossom in eternity. I know I personally have a lot of trouble with that, you know, seeing other people flourishing and not sometimes comparing and thinking like, but what about me? You know, like I've seen people from my past flourish and succeed, and I am happy for them, but there are sometimes like unconscious comparisons that if I don't put on myself are put on me, you know, like I think a lot of women get that, like, oh, you know, before I had kids, it was like, well, someone at my old church actually in Texas said, your body doesn't bounce back after 24. And I was like, oh man, like, good to know that. But obviously that's not true for everybody. And like, I just think that's an interesting problem, you know, the problem of not just pain and suffering, but like seeing others not having to struggle as much. And I do think it's a really considered point within a lot of these passages throughout the days that we've seen, and that is like, why does God allow pain? Why does he allow suffering? So with that thought, I am going to start my day, and I hope everybody else has a really good one too. Like and subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay, bye.